So from time to time we like to cover tech and production items away from just feature films or blockbuster TV shows. And we were particularly struck by this company from Europe. But I'll let Mike Seymour explain.
That's right, Ange. I was in Hamburg last year. Hamburg, just a gorgeous city. In fact, has some of the funkiest hotels I think I've ever stayed at in Hamburg. And while I didn't see them on that trip, our friends from Marmalade in Hamburg sent us a copy of their motion reel. Now, we get sent a lot of reels, and we love a good show reel, especially one using high-speed photography. And we get to see quite a few of those because there's been a big spread globally of high-speed photography now that cameras such as the Phantom have come into their own. Phantom started out as, I guess, a camera brought over to our industry from military use and automotive use and a bunch of other industries. But in our industry, they quickly took off, and there's now an entire range of Phantom cameras. The Phantom original was about 150 of those. They went through to the Gold, and now the Flex, the 65. The Flex being kind of like a super top-of-the-range one, does about 2,570 frames per second at HD resolution. Now, the Gold does about 1,000 frames a second at HD resolution, and that's the camera that the guys at Marmalade have used for most of the material that you see behind me. This is a terrific camera, but their reel looks so dramatically different to other people's reels because they took it upon themselves to develop Spike, which is a camera platform, really, that moves at incredibly high speed with incredible tolerances. What happens is, in high speed, a second of normal time gets expanded out to 8-12 seconds in real life. So if you want to have a nice slow tracking shot past a piece of food or water that's being poured, you have to move the camera extremely quickly because you need to get from A to B so that when it's slowed down with the use of the high-speed photography, it looks like a nice move. But it has to, of course, not shake, not rattle, not move, not vary in any way, shape or form. Both the Gold and the Flex are running at standard sort of HD resolutions. Now there is a larger sensor version, the Phantom 65, which will actually go up to about 320 frames at HD because it's designed for 4K and produces around 130 frames a second at 4K. But the sweet spot is this sort of 1,000 frame a second work that you see the guys doing at Marmalade. And this rig, this robotics masterpiece that is Spike, well, I'll let the guys explain.
We founded the Marmalade in 2007. We wanted a company that brought all the specialists under one roof that you need for a high-speed tabletop shoot of the highest quality. That's exactly what we've got. A well-attuned team with its combined know-how to get faster and better results. Sometimes it's hard to know whether our storyboard sketches will work as filmed shots. Can we really shoot it? That's why we're always going to our studio to test these ideas to see if they work on camera. A lot of research has to be done to give an effect an outstanding and perfect look. You need to test it, test it, test it to make sure you get an excellent result. Our customers want the unseen. They require a unique image for their brand that no one's created before. That's where we start. It's about pouring in, pouring out, letting things fly, splashing, spinning, turning, exploding, you name it. We always create a solution. In our workshops, we build rigs, tools, and all kinds of mechanisms. These are custom made specifically for each effect, which will create imagery never seen before. In our model workshop, we can build any dummies that you might require. Chocolates of all kinds, fruits, leaves, cheese, ice cream, anything you need, or anything that might be out of season. At the Marmalade, we marry the analog world with the digital world, creating the best of both. I'm very happy that we have both these tools. The craftsmanship of our guys in the workshops and our digital artists who finalize everything and give it that special touch. We're always striving to push the boundaries further and further, and that is how Spike was born. High-speed shots have always been static. We wanted to set them in motion, something that was impossible up to now. We said to ourselves, there must be a solution. We needed software you could handle cinematically. Something that would make filmic moves. It must be able to create more than just a nice image here and then a nice picture there. It needs to look good between those images as well. It has to be programmable very precisely. Spike is extremely flexible. You can adjust positions, trajectories, and move dynamics very quickly. You always move with the camera. Camera left, right, camera up, down, forwards, backwards, tracking, tilting, rolling, orbiting around external points, and pulling focus. High-speed shooting is not called the art of coincidence for nothing. Takes often have to be repeated many times until you finally get the magic high-speed moment you were looking for. At TheMarmalade, we control that coincidence and turn it into a plannable and controllable thing.
I want to thank Marmalade guys for that. Well, the Phantom actually runs 14 bits, so the camera actually provides a really good file for grading, and those pictures just look absolutely gorgeous. The camera doesn't maybe have the latitude that, say, an Alexa does because it's pumping through at high speed, but as you can see from the imagery that these guys have produced at Marmalade, taking that footage both from live action and then what they can do with it digitally in terms of grading it, in terms of compositing and putting it together, produced one of the best showreels we've seen in years. Back to you, Ange.
And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/fxguidenews. Well, until next time, see ya. For more industry news, in-depth features, podcasts and forums, check out fxguide.com. And for visual effects training, check out fxphd.com.